Hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as ScreenSpeak, and in today's video, this is my top 10, count 'em, 10 movies of 2024 video. So without further ado, guys, let's rank. Alright, so like I said, this is my top 10 movies of 2024. If you missed it, be sure to go check out my honorable mentions movies video and my top 10 worst movies of 2024 video. I'll put cards up there so you can click them whenever you like about the video and make sure you watch those as well and check out those lists. So without further ado, we're kick things off with number 10. This is Civil War, and this movie was a treat to get to watch. Now, why it's so low on this list is, again, I have to place movies anywhere. I have to give some justification. My honorable mentions was more like a spur of the moment tier list type thing, while I kind of had some placement. But this is ranking, and for this one in particular, I liked it a lot, but I feel like I've only given the one watch. And it's more so, I love the cast in here, I love the scenario, but I feel like the trailer was more tense than the actual movie. And by the end of the movie, I liked it a lot, and it's one that I recommend. And Alex Garland doing this movie, because he did the 28 Years Later, he didn't direct those movies, but I'm excited for the next one. Or the 28 Days, and then 28 Weeks, and now there's a 28 Years Later. And I love this film a lot with the directing and the cast and the cinematography, which is a lot of the themes of these movies. But just this movie, it really worked for me. But I haven't rewatched it enough to go, that was a higher rating. And I don't know, I just feel like it's one of those movies that I feel like this is more a political aspect, but also the political stuff is kind of sidelined, but it's also mentioned that this is more one of those movies that I like a lot, more so than 2019 or 1917 or Dunkirk, that I actually haven't seen those, but movies that are, this is one of those political movies that I particularly am fond of. So that said, it comes in at number 10. Number 9 is a movie that I love and people need to watch. This is a movie by Richard Linklater called Hitman. Now, if you haven't seen this one, this is people are saying that Carry On, the new Christmas action film like Die Hard, or Christmas Like Die Hard, so is the best Netflix movie this year. I concur. I have not seen Carry On, but Hitman is one that people should watch. Richard Linklater did a great job taking the famous Hitman, hence the name Hitman approach, turning it on his head, becoming this guy who it goes out to pretend he's a hitman, falling in love with this woman on a mission or on a job, going and working this woman and finding this woman and falling in love with her. And at the end, it's just all out. It comes like very like you're kind of scared for the characters. You're laughing at the scenario at the end, and for me, I just love the end, the third act of this film, and turnout of it as well. I did not know what to expect going into it. Watched it by myself, and I was like, during the summer, I told my parents that we had to watch the movie. I showed it to them, and I think they loved it, but I loved what this movie was. So, love Hitman, and all the, what's his name? Oh my God. Don't mind me as I go into looking him up. Hitman cast. I don't. Glenn Powell. I knew it was Glenn. Glenn Powell is great in this role, and everybody else is as well. So, go watch Hitman. That comes in at number 9. Number 8 is the horror film, because I did have at this earlier of the year, at the end of the summer, I had A Quiet Place Day 1, but Nas Ratu took over, made the list here, and I saw this today. saw this today, and I had to add it to my list here. It deserves all the love, all the credit for the directing by Robert Eggers, the cinematography, the costumes, the wear, the setting, everything in between, and the horror aspect by, Count Orlok, played by Bill Skarsgård, the creatures, the creature design, the look of them is amazing, and the gore fest here makes it everything I want it to be for this film itself. Now, I felt like this was the most horrifying film I've seen this year, and there are some pretty horrifying things I saw from horror this year. I mean, it has Terrifier. Terrifier is great, and Smile is great, but this is just another level in directing, eeriness, all the scenes. I made a whole review about it, so be sure to check that out, but this is everything I wanted for a film. I've been waiting for this film for a while. When I mean waiting for it, like since the trailers came out, I was anticipating it so badly, and it delivered on all levels, from the horror to the directing to the cast to every little bit. It's a perfect film. Be sure to check out my review on it, and this comes in at number 8. Number 7 is Furiosa. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga film, and this is, it's debatable what you think is better, Fury Road or this. My friend that I went and saw it with thought that it was a great experience in the theater, but he thought that Fury Road is a better movie. I agree. I mean, he thinks that Furiosa was a better film. I can't remember what he said. He liked it a little bit better because he saw it in the theater, but he thinks Fury Road is a better film. So I like that comparison, and I agree with that. If I saw Fury Road in the theater, it would have been a great experience. But this was also just a great movie with action, with effects. I think the acting could have been a little bit better, but I mean, the acting is still top notch by Chris Hemsworth and Anna Taylor-Joy, except Anna Taylor-Joy doesn't make an appearance until like 50 minutes through the movie because it's like a backstory. So, but I feel like it's a better backstory. I'll give you this much. This is a way better backstory film than Kraven the Hunter. Like, far better. And I'll tell all my friends that in college and back here at home, this is a way better backstory film than Kraven the Hunter did. And it's just like, because Anna Taylor-Joy's there, like, I feel like the way they set it up, they don't do this weird thing of giving 24 minutes of backstory after the, I don't know, it just feels like so much better. Like, the storytelling by George Miller here is done way better than Kraven the Hunter's story did, and everything here, the action, the cars, talking about this film, it makes me want to go back and watch it again, because I love Fury Road, and this was a great backstory film, origin story for Furiosa, and I'd like to see another movie in this world, but after the fact of how much money this didn't make, I don't think they're going to, but it's a shame, because not only did this movie, this movie comes in here at this spot, but the next one didn't do so well either, and I really liked it a lot. So Furiosa comes in at number 7. Number 6, going upwards. Number 6 is The Fall Guy, and this is a shame this movie didn't do a lot better, because I love this one. I mean, I've said about the other 4, all of these movies I love, but this is the greatest, this is my favorite movie that David Leitch has made. Excuse me. This is my favorite movie that David Leitch has made, because he directed this film. And it has action, if you remember Deadpool 2, there's the convoy scene. There's a scene in this movie where there's truck, he's being pulled behind the truck, and he's specifically Ryan Gosling is on the back, and it's supposed to be stunts, the portrayal of stuntmen, and it's phenomenal. I can't believe that Aaron Taylor Johnson has been in 3 films this year, and 2 of them were phenomenal. Nas Ratu and The Fall Guy. They made Aaron Taylor Johnson look exactly like Ryan Gosling in this movie, and it's uncanny. But the cast, from Hannah Waddingham to Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt's chemistry to there's some other person, I forget, Aaron Taylor Johnson, is incredible in this movie, And this guest star appearance at the end by Jason Momoa, everything in this movie, top notch. It's great. Be sure to check out The Fall. I mean, I just love all the stunt choreography in this film, and it's like again, my favorite David Leitch film. So be sure to check out The Fall Guy. It comes in at number 6. Number 5 is Challengers. Now, I don't know where I saw this, but some person on YouTube was like ranking down to 2024 films with memes, and they're like, "Oh, Challengers a big pile of shit." Like Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park goes, "That's a big pile of shit." I'm like, Challengers wasn't a pile of shit. I liked it for the story. Now, you might not like threesomes, but this movie doesn't really, it goes deep into that, but it's about these two guys trying to fall in love with Zendaya, about their tennis matches, and the choreography of the tennis matches are incredible. And I watched the movie King Richard, and I remember that there's 2 other movies with Mary Jane and Emma Stone and Kirsten Dunst that are both tennis movies as well. I have not seen those, but Challengers is incredible, and I like the director as well. I forget his name. I think he did the movie Bones and All, I'm pretty sure. And this is just one of these movies that's done great. Like I would recommend it to anyone. It's not one that I would watch with my parents, but to people out there, like, give me a movie to watch. This is an original film that is great, and I loved it a lot. By the way, I'm looking at the word Challengers, and something about it just looks off. It doesn't feel like I've spelled it right, but it is spelled right, and Challengers just, it doesn't look like it's English. But anyway, one of those words. Anywho, Challengers is a great film. Like I said, it's about like this throuple type situation, but they don't become a throuple, but it's like this love triangle film. You think it's like a threesome film, but it's really not. They try to get together as a threesome, but then it's like this love triangle. Things go awry. The tennis matches are insane to watch. So I liked it a lot. I hope that you guys will like it as well. Because I'm not a big sports person, but I love watching tennis. Something about tennis is just fun to watch the back and forth. And the insane acting by Zendaya and the incredible, like, anger, rage that they portray is amazing as well. So this comes in at number 5. Number 4 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, a lot of people, this wasn't on their top 10. And I don't know who, maybe some other people do. Some people, this is their honorable mentions. But I just had a great time at the theater watching this with my friend. And then we came out saying that this franchise is still kicking it. A reason for that is Wes Ball directed this. It wasn't Matt Reeves, but Wes Ball is going on to direct the live action Zelda movie. And that's going to be interesting after this film, like with the world, the landscape. And I love like the earth, the grassy landscape with the horses, apes riding horses is great. And the whole water scene was tense. Like there's the river and like the CGI hairy ape in orangutan in the water. The real life water is incredible to watch. It's just like the CGI, the way they do this. This franchise and the Avatar franchise is some of the most incredible CGI we are still seeing at this current time period. That people are still mad that they can't do top-notch CGI when you apparently aren't watching the behind-the-scenes on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Avatar, the franchise. It's still great. I don't know what you're talking about, fools, but this is amazing. So, and one of my friends back at college was like, talking apes, that's a dumb idea, but this movie has a really great story to it. Sometimes it gets a little deep, too, with its subject matter. In my opinion, like just about civilization and about human interactions and all that sort of stuff. So I love it a lot. It's a great movie. Again, it's a fictional movie. I mean, like it's a blockbuster, but it might have not made a lot of money, but it did a decent amount. So I think this franchise is great. I loved it a lot, and get your hands off my. Stop complaining about my movie, you dang dirty ape. That's all I'm saying. So, that comes in at number 4. And now let's go on to the top 3. Number 3 is Deadpool and Wolverine. This list was hard to make, I assure you. And, like, after watching Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm like, man, I'm going to have a tough time putting this one not at number 1. Because I love Marvel movies. I love superhero movies. And I'm like, Across the Spider-Verse was my number 1 last year. Now, this isn't Spider-Man, But frankly, I did watch Spider-Man No Way Home last week, the week of Christmas, and because there's the Christmas tree at the end. It's not really a Christmas movie, but yeah. So I did that, and I'm like, you know what? No Way Home is better than Deadpool Wolverine, but Deadpool Wolverine is definitely second place after No Way Home. And I love everything about this movie, from the fact that Deadpool and Wolverine have teamed up, make it hard R in the MCU. The songs, this is my favorite Deadpool movie. I watched the behind the scenes on Disney Plus, the assembled making of it, and I realized that who's the director? The Sean Levy directing it. I knew that, like, I loved David Leitch Deadpool 2, but this is better than that. Like, the fact that they became together, that Sean Levy got Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, to come into this film working with Ryan Reynolds was a treat, and the song choices were great in this movie. I just love the bye 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 sequence and everything about it. Like, the first Deadpool is great, don't get me wrong, but I think this one, then the first, then the second, I don't know, because I even love the second, directed by David Leitch, but something about it does feel like it's a little bit wimpy. But there's just certain moments about 2 that I really absolutely love, like the convoy scene. But I can't discredit the fact that I do love David Leitch. But Deadpool and Wolverine was a treat to watch. It was a little teary-eyed at the end there about the whole finale, the Green Day song playing at the end with a little tribute to the Fox X-Men and Fantastic Four, the Fox movies. But all of this is great. I mean, it was kind of more like of a heartfelt film, and I feel like the way they did that, like with the multiverse, like with No Way Home and this, both a little emotional. I feel like they nailed it on that forefront. But people are still mad about the multiverse, so people don't really like that stuff. They're like, oh, look, there's cameos. But I feel like the cameos in this movie, as well as Spider-Man No Way Home, were useful, as opposed to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That's what I even put out in my review and out of my theater reaction, was that these cameos were better than Multiverse of Madness, and my friends all agreed, like, it's better than that one. So I don't know. You have to let me know if you agree with that. I know a lot of people saw Deadpool and Wolverine, so let me know what you think about that in the comments below. So I could talk about this movie forever, but this comes in at number 3. Number 2 is The Wild Robot. I love this film. I struggle with this list, like, should I put The Wild Robot number 1? But I saw it for a second time in the theater, and I thought, you know what? It's a great movie, but I gotta put it at number 2, because my number 1 cannot change. It's the best. So number 2 is The Wild Robot, and this film is very deep on its subject matter. Very deep. If you went and watched Inside Out 2 and thought you can't beat out the emotions in this film, you're wrong. You're dead wrong, because this film is all about parenting, all about our emotions, kind of like Inside Out, but it gets inside your head about the world around you, community, about your inner self, and just loving and everything. It's like, wow, especially for a robot that is programmed. It's all about your programming, your life decisions, who you are meant to be in this world. It's just I love it a lot, and something about it, there's something about it, like, oh, the end has a villain, but I feel like the struggle about the bird, the Right Bill coming back and saving Roz from going back to the factory makes it even more impactful, and that bond to go save your friend, it's just like deep and emotional, and it tugs at your heartstrings, and the animation's beautiful. Just this and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, man. Pixar, DreamWorks kicked the animation out of the water. Just kicked it out of the water with that. So I love The Wild Robot. It stands the test of time. I'm showing this to my kids for years. Like, this is a movie that I will stand by with to the day I die, and be like, guys, this film will never stop being one that I hold near and dear, and like just people need to remember this film. So this comes in at number 2. Let's move on to the number 1 best film of my opinion, the best film of 2024. I don't see anybody else saying otherwise, but And number 1 is Dune Part 2. And this was incredible. I made a review about Dune Messiah is the next movie that's coming out. Dune Prophecy, it was alright. Dune Part 2, on the other hand, amazing. I would rank it like this. You got the 19 what was it? 1964 Dune at the bottom, and you got Dune Prophecy, then you got Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2. That's the ranking. If you think otherwise, let me know. Let me know how you would rank the Dune franchise so far. But this is a phenomenal film. It takes everything about the first part of the Dune book, or it takes everything from the first Dune movie, Dune 2021, and elevates the action, elevates the story, elevates the intensity to like 100,000%. If that's a real thing that can happen, I don't know if that's 100,000%, but I just love this film, and I can't wait for the next one. I know it's not a continuation like a part 3, it's the next book, but Dune Part 2 is still a phenomenal film with the acting, cinematography, the costumes, the set design, you know what I mean? But, because there's in a desert, but the sandworms, the look of everything, and I can't get enough. Like this, I feel like Furiosa and this film are two movies that I need to watch again, because it's been a while. Like, they both came out in spring of this year, even King of the Planet of the Apes. There's just, like, those 3 movies alone, because they weren't filmed like the rest of the films. I mean, Civil War was one I need to watch again, but again, it's at the bottom. It's just like, okay, sure, I might watch Civil War with my dad, but Furiosa, King of the Planet of the Apes, Dune Part 2 are 3 of the films that came out in the early half of this year that I haven't seen in a while. I go, I need to watch these again. I watched Dune Part 2 3 times, like, earlier this year, and I was like, oh, it's so good, and I just, like, once in theaters and then twice before summer hit, before Deadpool Wolverine, and I love this movie, guys. I cannot stress enough that it makes me feel. I saw this in IMAX, and I'm trying to figure out what film I want to see in IMAX next year, in 2025. Because it's just the experience. Like, across the Spider-Verse, I got that same excitement here, and I'm going, oh, it's so good, and I can't wait for the next Spider-Verse. I can't wait for the next Dune movie. These 2 franchises are 2 of my favorites. I love it so much, and I don't want either of them to end. But the thing is about this, because I love Dune Part 2, everything I said about it is amazing. The acting, the cinematography, the costumes. I can't wait to see what's nominated at the Oscars and how many things it wins. But the thing about it is I can't wait for the next movie, Dune Messiah. I love the name Dune Messiah, by the way. The Messiah, just like, oh, Paul Atreides, oh. That Dune Prophecy was not great, and I said, I wish Denis Villeneuve had some say in the film itself, or in the series itself, but it's a shame that it's lower than the first Dune. I like the first Dune more, and I like the second Dune a whole lot, but don't get me wrong, I like the sandworms that were in the show, but it's just like, I wasn't as excited in the show week to week. I feel like a movie just works better, in my opinion. Same thing with Star Wars. Where's my next Star Wars movie? Damn it. Anyway, I'm a little on edge about this. Anyway, I like movies a lot. So with that said, speaking about movies, what did you think of this list? Did you enjoy the list? Do you disagree with everything? Do you disagree with me as a person? No, I'm kidding. Do you have a different ranking? Do you have other movies that you would have put on this list? I had made a whole honorable mentions video. Maybe you would put some of those films on this list. Maybe you're one of those people that you put Gladiator or Inside Out 2 or even Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus was a film I would have put on this list, but Nas Ratu was there. But I had him on my honorable mentions, so be sure to check out that video. Be sure to check out my top 10 worst videos of 2024 list. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I got my video tomorrow, which is the first of the year, my look back on 2024. So stay tuned for that video coming out tomorrow and everything coming out in the future. So thanks so much for the last video today of 2024. And stay tuned for tomorrow on the look back of the year. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me where you can right now on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm. Watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.